Hey everyone, I'm Rakeen, and today we're going to be talking about speech-to-text. It's becoming pretty popular again, and I thought it'd be fun to cover how to use it with a Jetpack Compose based Android application. By the end, you should be more comfortable using the speech recognizer APIs, but also hopefully you'll be a little bit more comfortable using APIs that aren't yet quite tailored to be used with Jetpack Compose. I also did end up working on a GPT-4 powered Android application using the things I learned with speech-to-text, and I'll demo that at the end. With that, let's get into it. So this is the app we're going to look at. As you can see, it's recording my voice, and it's displaying the text on the screen. Jumping into Android Studio, there are a few things that we need to set up. For starters, we do need the record audio permission in our Android manifest. Also, if we're running Android 13 or greater, we will have to request runtime permissions, but permissions with Compose probably deserves a video on its own. So for now, let's just assume that we've granted all the proper permissions, and we'll gloss over this permission setup code for now. Looking at the code, it's a pretty standard setup using Jetpack Compose and Jetpack ViewModel. Now the way I have it set up is the speech recognizer is hidden behind an interface and a wrapper implementation. This makes it easier to create fakes for tests or previews, but for now, let's just jump into the real implementation. Now in order to set this up properly, we need three things. We need an intent configured for the speech recognition service. We need a speech recognizer object, which will fire that intent and communicate with that service. And we need to set up that recognizer with a recognition listener, which will get the results, the text results back from that service. Now, ideally, the speech recognizer kind of lives in the view model because there's requests being made, there's data being fetched, and that data is going to help update our state. It does need access to an Android context. And this is just one of those recurring problems that we'll run into where our view model has a dependency that relies on a context under the hood. But there are ways to deal with that. I just recently learned that there is a new view model function that we can use to create our view model and get the application context from a thing called Creation Extras. Shout out to Ian Lake for pointing it out. Do note that this is also a little weird because now our view is responsible for creating the dependencies that we need for our view model. So it might be worth looking into a proper DI container solution. However, I also think it's okay to make these concessions as long as we understand the implications. Now that we have the necessary tools set up, let's go over the application flow. I'm detecting tap gestures on this microphone button that I created, so that I can start recording when it's pressed and I can stop recording when it's released. When I press the button, we send an action to start recording, and then when I release the button, we send the action to stop. The view model is set up to handle these actions and also forward some of them to the speech-to-text wrapper object, which has our speech recognizer. The speech recognizer will then get the text results and emit them to a state flow, which our view model is also set up to collect from, which will then send update actions back into the system so that we can update our state. And that's basically it. Now you can use speech recognition in your Jetpack Compose app. So as promised, here's an app that I built with my buddy Justin. It uses GPT-4 as a stand-in replacement for Google Assistant, and of course, the way that we interact with it is using speech-to-text. All right, let's see what it can do. Post a funny tweet, then search for myself on YouTube. Let's see if it works. Let's save that one to drafts. And check it out. As you can see, I'm pretty close to 100 subscribers. So if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. It'll help me out a lot. Thanks. All right, that's it from me. I know it's been a little while since I posted a video, but I'm trying to get back on the horse and post one video a week. So I'll see you in the next one. Bye.